The Trump administration said Tuesday that it will sell leases for some 77 million acres in the Gulf of Mexico for oil and gas drilling in the largest U.S. offshore lease sale ever. Interior Secretary Ryan Zinke said the sale, scheduled for March, would open an area the size of New Mexico to drilling, including all unleased areas on the Gulf's outer continental shelf. The Gulf's outer continental shelf is estimated to hold recoverable reserves of more than 48 billion barrels of oil and 141 trillion cubic feet of gas. The sale would come as the offshore sector continues to struggle with low oil prices, and oil exploration and production companies focus investments on lower-cost shale fields onshore, particularly the Permian Basin in West Texas. Exxon Mobil and Chevron, for example, have spent billions to acquire and develop land in the Permian, one of the nation's most productive shale plays. In a report Tuesday, the research firm Market said that the world's biggest oil companies have divested offshore holdings and become less active in acquiring new tracts. Overall, Market said, reduced spending on oil and gas exploration offshore has limited the number of quality oil and gas fields available for acquisition through either outright sales or mergers. Low oil prices have significantly reduced operator spending on exploration, particularly in deep water, which is very costly, said Cindy Giglio, an analyst at Market. That means fewer deep-water discoveries are made, and even fewer world-class assets become available. Crude oil settled at $52.47 a barrel in New York Tuesday, up 57 cents. Offshore operation Trump administration of lease 77 million acres in Gulf of Mexico. President Donald Trump waves to reporters after a lunch with Republican senator at the U.S. Capitol Tuesday, October 24, 2017, in Washington. AP photo. Evan Vucci. Trump queries GOP senators on choice for Fed chair. Inspired by true events in 1969, the series Good Girls Revolt followed a group of young female researchers at a news magazine as they fought for equality in the workplace. Amazon did not renew the show for a second season. Must credit Amazon. Ouster raises question for cast of Good Girls Revolt. The logo for 3M appears Tuesday on a screen above the New York Stock Exchange's trading floor. The company raised its forecast for the rest of the year. Banks, Caterpillar and industrial companies boost stocks. The Motley Fool, cash for crash. AT&T sheds almost 390,000 cable TV customers, gains in wireless. Increasing U.S. energy production is key component of President Donald Trump's economic strategy. With the so-called shale revolution catapulting the U.S. to one of the world's biggest producers, Trump has called for expanding exports and asserting the nation's energy dominance to generate jobs. In the summer, he ordered his cabinet to move ahead on replacing the Obama administration's offshore drilling policies, with an eye to opening up the Atlantic and Arctic coastlines to oil and gas development. In a statement, Zinke said opening the Gulf's outer continental shelf to development will aid drillers under pressure from low prices by providing more opportunities offshore. An auction of Gulf leases last August attracted more than $120 million in high bids, according to the Interior Department. Zinke said the leasing program would create jobs and spur economic growth. Many Gulf Coast lawmakers and political leaders praised the new lease sale and the potential economic benefits. But environmentalists sharply criticized the move, noting a recent spill from an offshore rig that dumped some 16,000 barrels of oil into the Gulf. For far too long, the Gulf has been treated as a sacrifice zone by polluters. Othan Manuel, director of the Lands Protection Program of the Sierra Club, a national advocacy group. They've drilled in their waters, spilled recklessly, and burned fossil fuels and chemicals in their communities. Now, in the wake of the biggest offshore oil spill disaster since Deepwater Horizon, Donald Trump and Ryan Zinke are pulling out all the stops to expose even more of the Gulf to the threats of drilling.